Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, my fellow students, beloved students. So today we are discussing the maths semester 1 exam. So for paper 2, question number 16. Okay, a train travels from Paris to Milan. The train departs from Paris at 28 hours and the journey takes 9 hours and 10 minutes. Find the time the train arrives in Milan. So this is quite a straightforward question. From Paris to Milan. Okay, which takes firstly we have 28 hours and the journey takes 9 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, you can tackle this question in two ways. Number one is by drawing a timeline. So you have 20, 28, 24 hours here, and then until what time they arrive here. Okay, and you need to make sure that this time must be 9 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, but I'm doing this question a bit differently because there's an easier way to do it. Okay, what we need to do is just to add 9 hours and 10 minutes to the time in Paris. Okay, so just add there. So 28 plus 10, that's 38 minutes. 20 plus 29, this is 29. Okay, you see there is no such thing as 29 38 hours. Okay, because this actually means it's the next day. So what we'll need to do, we'll need to minus this by 24 hours. Okay, this is now 38 minutes and the hour here is 5 hours. Okay, so they will arrive in Milan at 0538 hours. Okay, this is this question is worth 1 mark. So if you get this answer with a correct way of correct working, you get 1 mark. Okay, next, the distance between Paris and Milan is 850 kilometers. Calculate the average speed of the train. Now, the question asks, and please underline the key word, it's average speed. Okay, average speed. Okay, we know, and I think you guys should remember this. When you go balik kampung, okay, there's always a speed limit. Okay, you know how fast are you traveling. Okay, on your car or your motorbike, the speed is always in kilometers per hour. Okay, basically it's distance. Okay, now we are doing kilometers and then the time in hours. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, we already know that the distance is 850 kilometers and the time is 9 hours and 10 minutes from the statement over here. Okay, now one interesting thing is you can't actually just divide that. Okay, you can't just divide 850 kilometers by 9 hours and 10 minutes. You can't do that. Why? Because this is not a number, not a decimal. So we need to change the hours to decimal form. So to do that, let's do this. We have 9 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, and we already know that if you change that to decimal, it's gonna be 9 point something hours. Okay, my question is, how do you do this? Okay, how do you do this? The answer is you'll just need to divide this 10 minutes by 60 minutes. Okay, because there is 60 minutes in 1 hour. Okay, if you do that, and you divide this 1 divided by 6, you will get an answer of 0.167 something. Okay, so and then you just add back that to 9, so this is 9.167 hours. Okay, only from there we can divide. Okay, so now let's divide. So we know that the speed is 850 kilometers divided by 9.167 hours. Okay, and this is equal to, just calculate that using your calculator. This is going to be 92.7 kilometers per hour. Okay, this question is worth 2 marks. 1 mark goes if you change the 9 hours and 10 minutes to 9 hours to decimal form. So this is 1 mark. And then if you find the speed by using distance over time, and you get an answer of 92.7 or similar, you will get another mark. This is 2 marks. Okay, let's look at the next question. The length of the train is 210 meters. It passes through a station of length 350 meters at a speed of 180 kilometers per hour. Calculate the number of seconds the train takes to pass completely through the station. Okay, this question is quite a handful. Okay, if you can't get your head around it, try and draw the situation. Okay, so let's draw this particular situation. Okay, let's say a train. This is a train which has a length of 210 meters, and then this is the front of the train, or the head of the train, and this is the tail of the train going in this direction, and then we have the station. Okay, and this station is 340 meters in length. Okay, first and foremost, you'll need to think on how to get the time of for the train to pass completely through the station. Okay, we actually know that the speed is this. Okay, but the question is asking us in terms of seconds. Let me use another color for that. They ask you in terms of second, and then they also give you everything in meters. So it's actually easier for us to change the speed of 180 kilometers per hour into meters per second. Okay, which makes our next step much easier. So let's do this. Okay, number 1, let's do 180 kilometers per hour. We want to change that to something with meters per second. Okay, to do this, imagine 180 kilometers per hour is basically 180 kilometers per 1 hour. Okay, if you want to change this, we'll need to change the units of kilometers to meters. Kilometers to meters, and then from hour to second. Okay, first and foremost, if you're changing kilometers to meters, what you need to do is you need to multiply it by 1000. Okay, and then how many seconds are there in 1 hour? Okay, in 1 hour we have 60 minutes, and also in 60 minutes we have 60 seconds. Okay, so let's do this. We will get an answer of 180,000 divided by the 3,600. This is meters seconds. Okay, do this and you will get an answer of 50 meters per second. Okay. Okay, so this is quite easy for us to tackle this question now. Okay. So when we are talking about speed, okay, we are actually doing distance over time. Now, we already know the speed is actually 50 meters per second. Next, we want to find the distance. Okay, the distance that the train should travel, and also the time. Okay, from the question, we can actually find the distance here. Okay, to find the distance, let's look at this diagram again. So, example, this train is moving with a velocity of that we've calculated before, 50 meters per second. Or speed, sorry, speed. Okay, so this train is moving this way. Okay, let's start from the head. Okay, let's refer to the head of the train first. Okay, when it travels this way, okay, eventually the head of the train will reach the end of the station. Correct? This is the head. Okay, which means that this train has actually moved 340 meters. Now, part of the train is still in the station. So the question is referring to the number of seconds the train takes to pass completely through the station. So which means that the train needs to travel a bit more. So now the train is continuing its travels, okay, until the head is here and the tail is at the far end of the station there. And we know this distance. This distance is basically just the length of the train, which is 210 meters. So from there, we can actually know the distance. The distance here is actually just the whole distance that is covered here. Okay, so which is 340 meters plus 210 meters. Okay, if you still can't understand, maybe pause this video for a few seconds, and then just digest what's happening here. Okay, so this is already, we know the distance already. So now let's find the time. We don't know the time yet. Okay, so let's actually arrange everything. 50 meters per second is equals to, when we add both distance, it will become 550 meters. Now we don't know the time, so let's leave time as it is. Now we need to do some rearranging of the formula here. So what we need to do, just bring time onto that side, and we'll bring the speed down here. Okay, so we're multiplying everything. So which means time is equal to 550 meters. over 50 meters per second. We can cancel out everything that is same, and then now we have an answer of 11 seconds. So it will take 11 seconds for the train to completely pass through the station. Okay, this question is worth 3 marks. So the first mark comes here. Okay, changing the unit from kilometers to kilometers per hour to meters per second. So if you do this, you'll get 1 mark here. Okay, next, finding the distance. Okay, the correct distance, which is 550 meters. Finding the correct distance, you will get 1 mark. Okay, and then finally rearranging the equation and then getting the final answer to be 11 seconds, that is another 1 mark. Okay, if you get all correct, you will get 3 marks all together. So that is the solution for our maths exam for semester 1, paper 2, question number 16. Hopefully you can do your corrections after this. So thank you very much, and last but not least, Assalamualaikum.